Hi, Andrea. I am happy to see these new essays from you. Let's take a look at what you wrote. These two maps show a small island with a coastal perimeter of about 500 meters before and after the building of some, we don't call them touristic facilities, we call them tourist facilities. Overall, numerous tourist accommodations, a hotel, a restaurant, and a mall have been built on the island. In addition, now the island is also equipped with a pier and an artificial lake. Okay. Um, in the first map, we can see that the island lacked any tourist facilities. So no of, grammatically that's wrong. And again, the word touristic is wrong. There were only some trees quite evenly distributed around the island, not and on the island. Around the island would have been fine. In the second map, 8 tourist accommodations have been built. I don't know about that expression, 8 tourist accommodations. Accommodation is usually uncountable, and so we don't use it in the plural. I would have liked to see a different word here, and I don't know where you're getting 8 from. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we've got this hotel here, right? That's a hotel, isn't it? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not really sure where you're getting this 8 touristic facilities from. I realize that these are, it says accommodation, at least the data, the map that I have doesn't indicate. I know there's a hotel here, but I don't know where you're getting 8 from, but it might just be a problem with my map. Have been built on the east part of the island in place of some trees. 6 other buildings, don't call them accommodations again for the reasons I mentioned before. It'd be better to call them bungalows or homes, or lodging would have been good. Lodging facilities, housing facilities. So there's some other words you could have used. So let's try that. 6 other housing facilities have been built in the west part. A big mall, a luxury hotel, and a restaurant have been constructed in the center of the island. All these buildings can be reached through a track suitable for vehicles and through many different footpaths. In addition, a lake has been built on the east coast of the island and a pier on the south coast. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. You've covered everything. You've covered all the important parts. You didn't mention the beach, did you? Let me check. No, you didn't. I would have liked that actually. Basically, anything that has a label on it should have some sort of, should be referred to. So you did everything except for the lake. I'm not really sure how serious a problem this would be. This might be considered a minor detail that you didn't use. I don't know if necessarily, it might be something subject to the individual examiner, whether they would say, no, that's a key factor, or that's a key feature, or if they would say it's just a detail. So, but just for future tasks like this, try to mention anything that has a name. And honestly, it's not like you had so many things to talk about. You would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, essentially 8 things to talk about. So you should have been able to try to fit all of them in. Again, I don't know how important that is, but on the whole, it was fine. It was fine. Some little vocabulary things that were awkward, like accommodations, like the word touristic that you used over and over. These wouldn't have served you extremely well, but everything else was done great. So it's fine. You covered the task. You used good grammar. So it's a good task one on the whole. Okay, nowadays most green energy is becoming ever more prevalent. It's better for the environment, but it's a serious threat to energy security. Let's see what you said. We are witnessing a significant revolution in energy production. Green, renewable energy is increasingly utilized both by developed and undeveloped countries. While it is believed by some that green energy utilization is beneficial both for governments and for the environment, other people consider that this can be dangerous for energy availability. In my opinion, renewable energy is the only sustainable power source to be used in order to preserve the environment. That's very lovely, Andrea. Good for you. Admittedly, green energy production and utilization are expensive, especially in the short term. This is because the advanced technology required carries high costs. For example, geothermal energy can be utilized only through expensive underground instruments and machinery. The elevated cost of this could not be affordable for every country, especially for developing ones. Another problem related to green energy could be represented by the disposal of some dangerous instruments used for energy extraction. For instance, the solar panels and the accumulators used for solar energy are made by dangerous materials, and their disposal can cause some environmental issues. Thus, short-term costs and some waste disposals could represent some problems of green energy. Wow, what a nice sentence, nice paragraph, and it sounds like you really have a lot of information about this topic, so well done. However, I have some concerns about how relevant it is to the actual question you've been asked. They've been asked to, you have been asked to discuss if it's a serious threat to energy security. I don't see that. In fact, I don't see that at all here. Okay. You were supposed to talk about this. Where is it? Dangerous for energy availability, and I didn't see that anywhere in this paragraph. Instead, you just talked about the cost, and that cost is very prohibitive for many countries. All right, let's move on to the next paragraph. On the other hand, green energy can surely be instrumental to reduce the mid and long-term energy costs and to protect the environment. Green energy production and utilization is feasible and economical, and Iceland gives us an example of this. The energy utilized by the island is currently totally renewable and produced from sustainable sources. This in turn is beneficial for the citizens of Iceland. You don't need to capitalize the C. And because they pay less for the energy consumed and the environment is less jeopardized by pollution. In fact, we should also underline that energy produced from the wind, the sun, the water, and the earth is sustainable and avoids the production of a significant amount of pollution. Therefore, green energy should be considered economically and environmentally friendly. Beautiful. In conclusion, it is my belief that green, renewable energy utilization is the key for us to contribute our lives is the key to continue our lives in this planet in a sustainable way. In addition, renewable energy is also economic and feasible. Okay, so yes, you didn't talk about this, okay? So in this entire paragraph, Andrea, you got very off topic, and that's going to really cost you in terms of your task achievement. I want you to really focus on what the task asks you and the language used in the tasks, because it seems to me that you were arguing something different. You were arguing, some people argue that they greatly reduce costs and are better from the argument, and others disagree. That's not what it said. In fact, the other side was something very specific. So this, like I said, is going to be a problem. Go ahead and correct these. I think you've got more essays with us. So go ahead and correct these essays, taking into account the suggestions that I made, and write your next set of essays, okay? The language you used is beautiful, I should tell you. The coherence and cohesion portion is very good. I liked a lot of the grammar in this essay, and even the vocabulary. It sounds like you really knew what you were talking about, so you used some nice topic-appropriate vocabulary, so well done there. Again, it's just that one area of the 4 criteria that is a problem. All right, I will look forward to your next essays. Thanks a lot.